Alright, let's do this.
So hopefully, my general will live. That's all I care about. Because I foolishly disregarded that they have superior cavalry advantage.
Reinforcing with cav when you have cav superiority, amazing. Because then their cav just come at you one at a time and you obliterate them. When they've got cav superiority, that means that you're going to die. If you're winning, if you've got the better cav, then them coming trickling at you means that you can just micromanage it and not take any losses.
I'm not sure why we can't retreat.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense to me either, because, like, if you had a reinforcing, like, Sun with his, like, patrol of cavalry, not even really a force, like, you send him on an errand, and he comes back to the castle under siege, do you want him to fly into death when he sees that it's the Takeda? They have the best cavalry in the world, as far as they know. No, you would want to, like, quietly dip out, hope that your guys win, or maybe, like, hide on the fringes and wait for a good opportunity. But no, I'm forced to just be there on horse, downhill of them. I don't know. Yes. If I can, you know what? I'm going to dismount and hide in these trees. Trees make cavalry weaker. I'll be on foot with my Yari, basically light cav, and they should be able to get a much better kill differential against the first couple units. Maybe even the first half of their cavalry. God, they've got so much, though.
Alright, here we go. Same deployment is expected.
North and south.
1, 2, and 3. Pause. Share.
Yes, into the trees. Go, 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 go.
Alright. Cool. Starting.
Oh, come on. You're foot spearmen against cavalry. I can't yet. I can rally.
Another cav coming.
We're in the forest. I am on foot with spears. And they're just wrecking me? That's ridiculous. This is not Medieval 2. This is not how it's supposed to work. They're light cav, especially. I guess I'm using crappy light cav, too. About to break one of them.
Might start flanking with your general.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Don't think their other cav are coming for me yet.
Nope. They are staying put.
If they stay put the whole rest of the battle, I'm just gonna stay here in the forest the whole rest of the battle.
That sounds okay. Actually, yeah, that's a good idea. Just stay over there.
I haven't lost any units yet, and I've killed all of the cav, pretty much. I'm about to finish off the last unit. The general has 19 men. Both of the light cav are hosed. They're down to 6 and 8. Yeah, the 6-man one left, and the other one's down to 7. Come on, take them out. There's only 8 of them left. You've got your general in there fighting with you. You can do it. I believe in you. Alright. Got him. Falling back. right to the edge of the map and just sitting there for the whole rest of the battle. As close to the edge of the map as the game will allow me to go.
Excellent. Awesome, just broke 2 units of bows.
With your bows?
Correct.
I'm telling you, man, the Oda bow Ashigaru are a cut above.
Yari Ashigaru climb my wall soon. Now, where is their reinforcing army? Weren't they having a reinforcing army?
They do, but we might not have chosen.
There it is.
You might not have chosen to fight large army, or.
Whatever. No, it's right here.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's all spears and they're tired. Just put your Yari in walls right next to them. Don't even need to tell you. I want to watch that though, because I'm not doing anything fun. So I'm gonna give my.
Putting them on the walls. Since it doesn't matter.
I like Yari Wall better, but go for it. I don't know. I feel like you're not giving them a fair fight if you're in Yari Wall. If you're on the walls, you're still letting them like fight you sword to sword. That's what the Yari Ashigaru do. They switch to their swords. So
I never noticed that they switched to sword.
Yeah, when they are close enough, and you're letting them get close enough if you put your guys on the wall. That's why I like to line up right next to the wall in Yari Wall instead. That way they come up and your guys are like, all of the spears, all at the same time. Doesn't matter that we don't have a high melee attack.
Let's do this then.
Yeah, and you should, those guys pull back.
Get out of there, you tards.
Alright, I'm choosing to fire arrows with your other archery tower just so that it happens at a relatively good time to do it. General's getting shot pretty bad. He's down to 13.
Oh, crap. Good eye. Stupid.
Their bows right here are what are doing it. They don't have any bows over here, so you could put your general as close to the Yaris as possible. You might be far enough away. Using fire arrows with your other tower as well. Nobody's coming towards me still. Longer that happens, the better.
Out of there. Didn't realize he was still on horseback. Come on now. Up your horses. I sent him into battle. I was like, okay, let's do this. And I'm like, oh, crap.
Down to 10. Keep moving. They're still getting shots off on him. I can't believe these bows haven't broken yet. Your bows over here are getting wrecked in a melee.
Yep, I'm turning them a dude around.
There's Yari wall up right before you get in. Sorry, no kiting or anything right now. This guy's doing nothing. But they're breaking. Ooh, get a guy on the gate. Nah, they're maybe not. Nah, they're gone. Oh well.
Cowards.
They might come back, which would be actually kind of good because you can just put all of your weakest units out of the melee and use the ones that haven't done anything yet. And
Alright, the
finish.
light cavalry are moving. I'd be careful.
I don't see. Yeah, they're moving, but they're coming closer to the wall. They're gonna climb because all the infantry just broke. That's the computer. It shoots you with bows and climbs with all of its infantry until they're dead, then climbs with all of its cavalry and bows. Move your general like, oh god, there's no safe spot anymore. Maybe back to the Tenshu. I just really don't want him to die.
Yeah, I'd be really upset if he died. Yeah, I'm trying not to get him surrounded. I think these bows should be finally out of ammo.
Well, are your bows out of ammo?
Because it looks like they're about to climb. Yep.
One of them's climbing. And you've got a bow on the wall, so you'll put that bow into guard mode. He'll keep shooting while some of his units fight the bow Ashigaru. Plus, they're climbing the worst section of wall. One of them, not the very worst.
Alright, meanwhile, though... You. Get out of your wall, and then... Come on, mouse. Stop it. And go... right there. Sorry, just...
It's alright. Yep, their Yari Ashigaru are coming back, but they're all hosed. They're all pretty weakened. And they'll just break again really easily, especially because of how tired they are. Put another unit like here to here, Yari walled. Maybe another unit like there to there, Yari walled. And then they don't have anywhere to climb up really.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Yep. Give me the retainers to command.
Yeah, they haven't done anything. Get them in the fight. How is that unit not broken? Thank you.
You gotta give me them. There we go. You know what I'm gonna do? As everything seems to want to climb, I'm gonna send them out to kamikaze into these guys, these bow Ashigaru. Oh no, wait, their light cavalry are really vulnerable too. Wait, go out here, just do this. Yeah. So I'm mixing in with their general. I'm forcing them to do a little stupid fight right here. If you could like rearrange the bow to be right where I put that flag, that would be awesome because they'd shoot straight down onto them while my samurai retainers hold them in place.
They'll get flanked.
Ah, okay. You're right. Because of the Arashigaru.
Get over there.
They're killing all their light cavalry in the melee. And a bunch of their general, too. Their general's probably not even going to climb.
There you go.
Now get out there. Get out there and plug the gap. Go, go, go. Go, go, go. Get out there.
Woo! Costly victory.
It was hard. The Takeda are tough, man.
I know. It was just the fact that we couldn't distract.
We couldn't distract. And that's a huge benefit of having, cav superiority. If you know your cav can just beat the enemy's cav into the dirt, you never have to worry about them flanking your units again. You don't have to chase them down with a couple of your spearmen, weakening your chance of getting into the castle. Like, all of their spears were coming in at will without anything telling them, hey, look over here, pretty horsey, come chase it.
I somehow got a Pyrrhic after it said costly.
That's usually what happens. It says costly on the battlefield map, and then it says Pyrrhic when it
Pyrrhic,
is there.
excuse me.
So, that's actually a cool history lesson. Pyrrhus, the term Pyrrhic victory comes from a Macedonian general who was fighting against Roman troops. And the Romans had a very different mode of warfare to the Macedonians at this point. The Macedonians used big, large pike blocks, and the Romans used relatively, compared to the pike blocks, loosely ordered short swordsmen with big old shields and these really effective throwing spears called pilum. The reason the pilum were good was because when you charged into the enemy using them, you would throw one and then the other on your way in. And when it hit the enemy shields or their men, it would bury itself in and either remain straight depending on the type of pilum. Some of them were used more like lances, and so they had very stiff iron rods. Other ones had soft iron rods used to bind the head to the wooden part of the spear. And they bent, and so it would make the spear very, very difficult to pull out of your shield. So if you're in a dense pike block and your shield gets pierced, it becomes incredibly heavy because of the weight of the spear, and it pulls your arm down. Then you are stuck holding your pike, which is a big, huge, long spear, sometimes up to 15 feet long. And you're knocking it into other people's pikes, you're moving it around, because you can't hold that thing with just one hand necessarily. At least not for an extended period of time. So you either have to drop your shield, which makes you much more vulnerable, or you mess up the formation, and that allows the short swordsmen to breach the pikes, basically, and to get close. And once they're close, that big, huge pike is very, very hard to maneuver defensively, because you don't have basically the damage-dealing end of your weapon close enough to you to strike at the enemy. And so the Romans basically charged and charged and charged and forced such an incredibly bloody battle upon him that ever after it was known as a Pyrrhic victory, to win but lose pretty much your entire army doing so. And he said, I've had 2 victories against the Romans. If I have a third, I will have no army. I believe is the quote. I'll look it up more directly and I'll correct myself. I'm sure I'm slightly off.
I almost made it.
You almost made it back? Can you get... What of your army can you get there? Just your cav?
I'm working on that. No, I can't. Just these guys.
Just those guys. They're really nothing. But you'll have 2 Yari Ashigaru and a Samurai retainer, correct? Or is it just one samurai retainer, one Yari Ashigaru?
One Yari, one retainer.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is probably not winnable. You need to sabotage. Shall we quick save?
I believe that is necessary.
Perhaps we should actually make a hard save as well, just because we haven't made one in a while.
Sure. Alright.
I believe we should just call this Kairyu and Boba.
Okay. Alright, let's see what happens. How about peace? See if we can get peace. I just destroyed the Takeda's army and they don't want peace. Huh. Usually that's a big, like, oh god.
Yeah. Well, they probably have another army then, is what that means. I need to start giving you more cav. I just recruited the thing I wanted, so I'll build one more light cav.
They will take peace if I pay them. See how little I can pay them. Okay.
Try offering military access instead. That could also work. Be like, I'll allow you to take your shot at Kyoto.
Ooh, they'll take it with... They'll give me an alliance.
Ooh.
Do I want alliance?
That would be really useful. Honestly, the Takeda at this point don't have any territory that I want. Though... Wait, what?
Should I...
The Hojo just took...
This is the Kitabatake, dude.
Should you ally with the Kitabatake?
Yeah.
They've only got the one province. You can do that.
Oh. Man.
Means that we will have to take Hojo or Takeda territory, but that's fine. You can take Mino, I will take Kai, so I can have even more of the horse places, more of a monopoly on horses.
But I have to give a hostage is the thing. He's a 12-year-old.
If they give you a military alliance, it's worth giving them a hostage.
Okay.
Especially because they're at war with the Hattori as well. The Hattori took...
No, they're allied with the Hattori.
Oh, then how come the Hattori have Yamato?
Woo! That was...
Serious business. Alright, so you can recover and recruit some more guys. You need to build an encampment in Owari as fast as possible so you can
I'm
replace...
still researching it. It's got 3 turns. Alright,
I actually already have it. Wait, what? I didn't even realize that. I've already got Heaven and Earth.
Ow.
Here's the question here now. Because I have Heaven and Earth, I can make +5 armor sword samurai, katana samurai. So with that being the case, I don't really feel like I need to go for anything else on that tree at the moment. Maybe Bajutsu Master Dojo. If I were to go... Now, I'm actually operating under the logic of having extra research rate. It would be much longer than that, so it's not worth it. I'm going to instead go for Way of the Bow, so I can have fire arrows. Way of the Bow, then Form. Actually, Form. No. Take 6 turns for either. Which means 10 turns for both. I'm just going to go for Way of the Bow, then Form. Fire arrows are incredibly useful, and this is probably a little less historically accurate than would be true, because in the game they do a lot more damage through like armor and things like that, and so they can be pretty nasty even against, say, Naginata samurai, who have quite a lot of armor for like a shot and a half, a volley and a half of your bows. But in reality, most of the time putting something that could burn on your arrow slows it down a decent amount in flight. I'm not actually 100% certain on the Japanese method of doing so, but the European method often it slows the arrow down, and so using fire arrows really would only affect the morale of the troops and or cause some unpleasant wounds, like if it hits you on the face or something like that, but probably not life-threatening because it wouldn't penetrate as far. Mm-hmm. Maybe life-threatening from the infection that would follow from the burn. But they were used more for like lighting gates on fire, you know, burning away people's hoardings from their walls, things like that.
Everything was super flammable in Japanese culture back then.
Yeah.
It's like when a tsunami would hit, if a oil lantern would fall over, the entire place would probably catch fire.
Well, that was always the big fear, but the reason they always had such light wooden structures, I mean, their castles were pretty darn impressive, especially the late Sengoku Jidai castles. But their earlier construction is light because they have so many earthquakes, and so
and tsunamis, and then they get destroyed.
If your big, huge, heavy, sturdy structure falls apart, everybody inside is crushed. It's a trade-off that they had to make. That's why everything is about context. That's why I don't like people who are like, yeah, European knight versus samurai, or Spartan warrior versus samurai, or ninja versus Spartan warrior, or Viking versus Spartan warrior, all those things, because they're warriors from different contexts in history. They were basically warriors who specialized in doing things for their time period. And so putting them against each other would be like comparing apples and oranges. It's fun to think about, but I don't really see how you could really, really justify the context. I've got really bad public order, but that's because I jacked up my taxes for a turn, and I'm going to turn them down now, and look, everyone's happy.
You know who's happy? This guy.
You are happy because you have the Kitabatake as a military ally. Yes. You can go after South Shinano. Build up your army, son.
I consolidated my units because I had a few at just like 14 and stuff. Mm-hmm. Just so I can get some more income next turn. I also merged the 2 cavalry units.
That's okay. Well, I just recruited one for you. Actually, it's not going to arrive until next turn. But yeah.
I figured. Excellent. Excellent.
Alright, I think I might pass turn soon. I mean, I could use my Metsuke, but I'm really content just having him keeping Owari under control. Actually, I could move him. Where is my most valuable province? Would be Izu, but I'm going to be honorable. Yes, and I'm going to be honorable because they're building the gold mining complex, which is what makes Izu so valuable. I'm still baffled by the fact that the Hojo took Musashi.
Yeah, they had a big stack.
The Satomi must have just not been there.
Yeah. You also hurt them a lot.
That's true. I might go after the Takeda. What's my relationship with them like? They are unfriendly and I'm trading with them. I wouldn't mind destroying you. I'm going to cancel. Ooh, I would have to cancel military access and then wait 10 turns. Because I sold that to them.
Mm-hmm. Told you this would be an issue.
Well, I'm hemmed in a little bit, but that's actually kind of historically accurate. I shouldn't get too strong too fast. I've got all the territories that I need if I'm shrewd and upgrade them well for a while. You, on the other hand, need to take some territory.
Yes, I do. I need to expand, because this is ridiculous. I should have did request join rule.
As politeness dictates. As to the response you receive, that depends.
Ugh.
If I give Hojo military access for an additional 5 turns, they'll give me military access for 5 turns, and I can go after Hitachi, perhaps. I'll do that later when I'm more ready for it. I need to have a stronger army, and I'm going to be able to recruit one really soon. What I can do right now is recruit you another unit. So I'm going to do that and pass turn.
Cavalry?
Yeah, in Mikawa. And I might give you some armored samurai as well, because you probably could use like some tricky spot holders. You know, they can then take the arrows for your Yariashigaru, which is a really, really strange way to use your units.
Yeah.
Because they'll have 10 armor. That's better than vanilla Naginata samurai. And vanilla Naginata samurai are perfectly fine to soak arrows with. Especially if you're dodging with them and stuff, if you're juking.
What are you doing? Metsuke just messed with my ninja. What the heck?